What's up, guys, and welcome to the return of How to Dominate. It's been a long time since I actually did one of these videos, but I was going on vacation and I decided I needed to record stuff for YouTube because we don't want the channel to die, obviously. And I think that this is actually a great time to bring back the series and record a few videos because of the jungle changes. Now there are pets in the jungle. If you don't know how the game has been altered, you know, camps are more tanky, crab spawns later. There's just been a lot of jungle changes, and I wanted to tell you guys, you know, my take on what I think are some of the strongest junglers and how to play them. Wukong is the champion that I think is the best jungler in the game right now. Obviously, some patches may come in, you know, he might get nerfed. When I'm recording this video, I think Wukong is the best jungler in the game. If you watch the video of the Fearless draft, I ended up talking to Spica a little bit before the first game, and I said, hey man, I think that this is actually one of the strongest junglers, Wukong. Like, do you want to play it in the first game? Look, Spica, I'm telling you, Wukong is broken.
All right, first pick it then.
First pick it. I
listen to my coach, okay? Coach,
yeah, first pick it.
I logged in.
Look, don't go Ravenous Hydra first. Just go Divine Thunder first.
Yeah, Divine to tank. Right?
Yeah, just go Divine first. He played it completely smurfed, and he agreed. He's like, man, Wukong is actually really strong right now, and it makes a lot of sense, right? Wukong was one of the best champions in the game. It was like a B1 pick. It was picked a ton in every single major region in competitive play, and the champion was hit with some clearing nerfs, and after enough clearing nerfs, Wukong ended up being removed from the meta. But now with the new jungle changes, camps are tankier. Your pet kind of does the camps for you. So Wukong doesn't actually have that clear speed disadvantage that he used to have in previous patches. So pretty much all the downsides of Wukong have been removed, and then all the upsides that he had before, being insane in skirmishes, really good into physical damage, really disruptive in team fights, maybe one of the best team fight junglers in the entire game. All of those characteristics are still there for the champion. So let's get into it. Let's give you guys a little bit of a review. I'm going to be going into a replay of myself playing a Wukong game, and then also we're going to go into practice tool a little bit and give you guys some of the ideas of what combos are actually good on the champion and how to pilot the champion, because it's not the most complicated champion. There's not a ton of mechanics, but having knowledge of what you're supposed to be doing on the champion is really important for maximizing your efficiency on Wukong. So the page that I end up going on Wukong every game is this one right here, the crack runes. We got Conqueror, Triumph, Legend Tenacity, Last Stand, Magical Footwear, Cosmic Insight, and then I take Attack Speed, Adaptive Force, and Health Scaling. Health Scaling rune, you should just pretty much take this every single game in the jungle right now. It just scales way too well. It's so much more efficient than armor, provided that you're like able to get to level 6. And the amount of times where the 6 armor is going to completely define an early game skirmish, it is so few that you don't really want to sacrifice the amount of health you're going to be getting, which is 140 health at level 18, which is really nice actually, for such a small rune. You don't want to be sacrificing this for the armor. So pretty straightforward runes. You run this on a ton of champions right now. The only thing that I would potentially change here is maybe going Legend Alacrity when they have actually 0 CC. It's very rare that you end up in a game where people have such little amounts of CC that you actually have to go Legend Alacrity, that you're not getting any value out of Legend Tenacity. That's the only adaptation I would make here. So Wukong is pretty simple when it comes to how his kit works. Obviously, your E is a dash and it gives you attack speed. Your W is the stealth, which is actually able to go over walls now. So you can use this pretty frequently to be able to just jump over walls and potentially get engages off. I think that the main thing that people don't actually use enough of is the Q reset. So the way that your Q works is that this ability's cooldown is reduced by 0.5 seconds every time Wukong or his clone hit an ally with an ability or attack. So there's a couple things you can do. First thing you can do is you can QW. And if you QW, your W will actually get the Q afterwards, and that will also help reset your Q. So if you go like this, it helps reset. Now I'll turn off the improved cooldown so you're actually able to see what the cooldown does, but that's like one of your first mechanics. You can QW. It's pretty useful once you have higher points of Q and higher points of W. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys here, when you're doing your combo, right? When you're doing your Wukong combo, you can EQ and then ulti and hide your Q animation if you EQ ulti quickly. So like this, EQ ulti, and there you can see the Q gets off, but you don't actually see it. So you can just EQ ulti and you don't have to worry about, oh, am I going to cancel my Q? Am I not going to be able to get my Q off? All right, so if I want to go over the wall here, you go over the wall, EQW, and you get the Q off. Now, one of the most important things of your Wukong combo, okay, so this is one of the most important things of your Wukong combo, is weaving your Qs in between all of your ulti procs. So if we go here, right, we EQW, and then once the W resets my Q, I'm going to press it again, and then ulti, and then Q again. So you're going to get 3 Qs off, an E, and then 2 full ultis. That will be your ideal damage combo on Wukong. So we'll do it one more time. You go over the wall, EQ ulti, and then once it resets, Q ulti, and then Q again. Now, as you get like more levels, this becomes even easier to do. So like if I put myself at level 11, for example, and you have more points of your Q and your R, your combo is going to be even more smooth. So let's just go back to base and we'll get our Divine Sunder completed. And let's say we had something like a Warhammer. Okay, I think that this is reasonable items to have at this point in the game. So then once you're level 11, we'll reset again. You'll be able to EQW, and then it resets, you Q again, and then you reset. Now, if you're using this on clumps of people, your ulti will reset your Q faster. So put multiple dummies here, boom, boom, and you EQ ulti. You can ulti, and then you can get another Q off, and then you can ulti immediately, and it'll reset. You see how fast it's resetting because it's hitting multiple targets. So when you hit multiple targets with your E or your R, it resets your Q even faster. So you can QE, right? Boom. Boom, Q again. Like that's how you get so many Qs off on this champion. And I think that that's probably one of the most crucial points to outputting like maximum damage. So one more time, we boom, EQR, Q, and then you R again, and then you Q again. Like you can just obviously use it on the same target, whatever target you need to hit. So those are just the main Wukong mechanics. Make sure that you understand that you can go over walls, and make sure that you understand that you are resetting your Q. That is one of the most important parts of this champion. All right, so we are in game here. Let me set everything up. When you load into the game, the first thing you're going to be doing is selecting your smite. I think the best smite in the game is going to be your green smite. I just think that it's OP on pretty much every single champion, and I think it's especially OP on Wukong. Obviously, just having a shield and having extra sustained is just really important. I think you just always are going to go green smite, and this is a game that is I think it's like around like master elo. What I'm playing on stream right now, because it is preseason, it's hard to play any higher than that on stream, but I think that this will still show enough of like how Wukong should be played. So first things first, your leveling abilities, you're going to start with E. So your E is going to be the first ability you get. You want to smite your first buff. Let me just double click myself so this doesn't happen anymore. And then you are going to be maxing Q, get W at level 3, and then max Q fully, and then max W fully. Now this is something that I see a lot of people do incorrectly. They are still maxing E on Wukong. Now E has just been nerfed so many times on Wukong. When you level E, it goes up by 5 mana per level, and the cooldown only goes from 10 seconds to 8 seconds. The bonus attack speed goes from 40 to 60%, so not massive there. And the magic damage goes from 80 to 200, so it's 120 damage. Now, Warrior Trickster, which is Wukong's W, goes all the way from 22-second cooldown to 12-second cooldown. That's absolutely broken. 10-second cooldown off the level from rank 1 to rank 5. The mana decreases from 80 to 40, so the mana is a lot less, and the clone damage goes from 35 to 55%. That's the least important part of it, but it is something that you should know. So the cooldown gets really low, and because on Wukong you want to be going items like Divine Sunder into like Death's Dance, Maul Malmortius, Ravenous Hydra, all these items have CDR on it. All of them have ability haste on it. It's really, really nice to have your W maxed out, because it means you're going to be able to stealth multiple times throughout a fight. You'll be able to stealth maybe 2 or 3 times throughout a fight, and that's what really makes you so hard to kill. So full clear with Wukong. I think full clear is really, really broken right now because of the fact that anyone can full clear before Crab. And here my bot lane is fighting. I stealth out slightly because I want to, back off. When you're playing against something like an Udyr, you don't win a direct fight. You don't really want to win till 6. Now, I'm just like hiding in and out here. We're just trying to like trade damage. And ideally, I know that because the Udyr here is here, I'm not going to be able to get Crab. I want to get something done in this game. Ideally, I want to get something done bot. So when this guy goes to Crab, we see him on the ward. I get a trade on Aphelios. Now, I'm just trying to push him out of lane so that we can actually push in the wave and get a good reset off. But we end up getting a kill because Jenna hits a tornado while the guy is backing. So this ends up just being a really cheap kill. I didn't pop my pot in the fight because I didn't need it yet. So I ended up keeping it. Mid dies 1v1 and I base. The reason why I didn't end up going Warhammer here is because I didn't have 1100. If I had 1100, I would go Warhammer. But if you don't have 1100, if you only have 1050 on your base, then make sure you are going Sheen plus Longsword. And if you don't get a free assist or anything like this, most of the time you're going to be basing on something like 800, 900 gold. Go double longsword. Go double longsword over Sheen. That is something that I see some people do wrong. I used to go Sheen, and I realized that double longsword is just more consistent damage, and it also helps you clear faster. Here, I just want to re-full clear. You know, I just want to full clear again the same way that I did before, because getting level 6 is a huge priority on Wukong. Here, I'm looking for a cheap gank bot, but they actually end up having summoners. Here he just ghosts. He ends up walking away. Just fine. Get a summoner. Try to get a flash, but you know, his ghost ends up saving him. That's fine. Udyr shows bot. I don't want to fight Udyr in direct fights until I'm at least level 6. And even at level 6, you got to be careful about the way you take the fights. You don't want to just like all in him in front of multiple people and just have them focus you. But if there is a way that you can get value out of your CC, you have somebody around you. Maybe my Rumble is roaming in this game. He can drop ulti on top of his ulti on top of my Cyclone. Maybe then we can make something happen. But Wukong, you should be in the mindset of the fact that you are a scaling champion. Like, you scale really fucking well. So if you are like even / ahead, you're doing fine. You don't need to force anything. And here I really want to get crab. The first two crabs don't actually matter that much, but the third crab is where you start really getting experience. So I really want to make sure that I get this crab. That's why I save my smite. And also crab will give me level 6, which allows me to potentially gank top lane. The top lane angle didn't seem like it was actually going to work here. Fiora had flash and ignite up, so I didn't really want to go top side here. And I'm willing to just keep on clearing. I mean, the game is going fine for me, so really just seeing if there's an opportunity. Now Fiora is being a little bit more aggressive. If you see that like Fiora is starting to push up the lane. So we'll go back here, right? I didn't want to go top right now because it's kind of telegraphed. Like they most likely have a ward that they saw me on. But it's pretty telegraphed here, and I don't think I can actually kill from this angle. And he'll be able to easily back off here. He actually doesn't need to continue pushing this. But if you see the way that he starts like playing aggressively while I'm on Grump, I think it opens up. So we'll keep our camera here because this is actually what I'm watching in the game. And I know that he really wants to crash this wave. And now he's actually more killable. You know, he's lost about 40% of his HP now. So I see him trading really aggressively. And now we go over the wall. So all in comes. He ignites. My Mordekaiser flashes. I'm actually not seen here. And I do the combo that I talked about earlier. So if you look at this, I do my EQ ulti, and you see like how quick my Q goes off here, right? It goes off during my ulti, and then I W, and then ulti again. I actually Q'd his parry, but it didn't really matter. I mean, the guy's 100% dead anyway. But if you can walk up to somebody, you don't necessarily want to stealth. Your W actually is a small jump. So what I wanted to do there, the reason why I approached the fight like this, we'll go one more time. The reason why I approached the fight like this is because if the Fiora player is good, even if I W out and I EQ ulti, he can react to it and parry. So what I wanted to do was EQ ulti, and I wanted to W, so if he parried, I can dodge the stun from the parry. But he didn't end up parrying on time, so I didn't actually have to do it. Just something to keep in mind, right? Like, your W does move you. It's like an instant dash, so it's good to keep it up. So here I'm just helping him shove. Game's going really well for me. I mean, this type of start is ideal for Wukong because, like I said, you scale really well. So I was thinking about potentially starting Herald here. I think I actually do start Herald, but it ends up being not good. Pretty greedy Herald start. Yeah, I double smite charges, so I tried to just, you know, start the Herald. I think I might end up having to give it here. Wait, what ends up happening? Do I just get Herald for free? Oh, I just get Herald for free. Nice. Wait, what is their vision? Wait, their vision is that they didn't see me on the Herald, even though they have a ward right there. That's why you got to place your wards well. Nice. So I end up getting Herald for free there, just based off the fact that the Fiora is killed and Udyr doesn't know that I'm on it. I'm kind of just trying to take you through my mindset of what I'm doing at most of the points here in this game. So basing. Okay, so basing here is really important. So the reason why I base, instead of like a lot of junglers would go and try to full clear and it's like, oh, Drake's up. I want to base as soon as possible because I have Divine Sunderer. This is the biggest spike in the game. Okay, when it comes to item builds, I think a lot of people right now are greeting for Ravenous Hydra because people think that it's a really broken item, which it is, but it's not core on Wukong. On Wukong, you need Divine Sunderer. Divine Sunderer is perfect because it synergizes perfectly with your combo. Remember what I say the Wukong combo is, right? You EQ ulti, and then you Q ulti, and then Q again, right? So that's 3 Qs. Now, if you do this properly, each one of those Qs is a Divine Sunder proc on top. So you're getting the extra damage, you're getting the heal, and it's spaced out perfectly. It's just an item that was built for Wukong. If you think about the Wukong combo, you're getting 3 autos off during the combos. All 3 of those autos are Qs. So it's a spell, and all 3 of those are going to get Divine Sunder procs because the Cyclone timing synergizes perfectly with the Spellblade cooldown timing of the Divine Sunder. So Divine Sunder, biggest power spike in the game. If you can get it, get it. And another good reason to base here is because my ulti is down for 40 seconds. So I don't really want to fight, right? Like if I do my camps and then I base, then my ulti is up. So my window to actually fight is up at a time where I'm in base, where I want to like link those 2 windows together as a jungler, right? My ulti is up when I'm on the map at my strongest point with my items. If I did these camps, right? Let's say I did these camps and I walked to fight in the river, I might have my ulti up, but then I'm just sitting on Warhammer and Sheen, and I'm significantly weaker. And if we get into a skirmish, we might end up losing it because I haven't actually spent the gold and I've got top lane. Like I was on how much gold? Let's see how much gold I was on. Yeah, so I'm on 1,400 gold. It's actually a ton of gold to be on early game, right? I mean, when you consider the fact that I only have 3,700 total, 1,400 is actually a huge portion of that. Doing my camps. So power spikes. Level 9 is a huge power spike because once again, your Q is like your main damage component of your combo. And now that we have Divine Sunder, we're going to be looking for stuff. So yeah, looking for a play. If nothing else, I'll just end up doing Drake. So I walk here. There's no play. I think I'm actually looking for mid, but it's not happening. I'm looking for mid. It's not happening. My Rumble like massively overforces it, wastes his ulti. So I'm a little bit scared to actually start the Drake because he wasted ulti. Here I decide to try to contest top crab instead. I could have probably just done Drake immediately. That probably would have been the best play because I'm just so much stronger than Udyr. But I wanted to look for the play mid and it just didn't work out. So now I see Udyr walk into my jungle, so I want to cover it instead of going to my Gromp. This would be completely fine as long as I got the Drake, but the fact that I haven't got Drake is kind of sad here. So here I want to do Gromp and they're fighting really hard again, so I'm just like pacing back and forth because I see that they're actually fighting. And here he sees me, but he decides to not back off because it's solo Q and I just take the free kill. Q, boom, he's dead. So solo Q play. Solo Q play. Ignite Fiora died. I saw Udyr bot side. Syndra, Aphelios, and Karma also were showing on the map. Because I have Divine Sunder, I kill the turret so well, and I have Herald. I'm just trying to put as much gold into myself as possible because in solo queue, you've got to carry, and I'm playing a champion that scales well. If I was playing like Elise or Rek'Sai, I might not drop this Herald because the gold on me doesn't actually matter that much. But in a game like this, I think it actually does. It does matter a lot to have gold on a champion like Wukong. And you can see like how much damage I do to the turret. You can use your W for like extra turret damage, but I'm not sure if Udyr base. So now that I see Udyr, I could have potentially used my W, but I think I'm just going to kill it either way. Use your E on the minions for attack speed and hit the turret. And my Mordekaiser comes and shares the gold. But I mean, if you see right now, I'm on 2,300 gold. I'm 2k gold up on this Master Udyr one trick because of the fact that I'm like playing selfishly for myself. So all my camps are up and I still make that play. Ravenous Hydra is really, really greedy to go on Wukong. Now in this game, I start snowballing out of control, so I'm gonna build a Ravenous Hydra. But I'm not actually building it at this point. At this point, I'm going towards Death Stance. I build Warhammer, which builds into Death Stance, and a Cloth Armor. And that's supposed to be my Cloth Armor going into Chain Vest, going into my Death Stance. But because of what happens, I get snowballed to the point where I can greed out a Ravenous Hydra and just play for like the massive snowball. So just because you see me build Ravenous Hydra in this game, it's not a core item. It's only because of the circumstance. It's only because I am so far ahead in this game. So all my camps are up. Start clearing them. Okay, so here I'm just doing crab, and I guess Karma just wants to smoke randomly. So here I just full combo him, and then Aphelios is here too. I'm like absurdly strong. I don't know why they're trying to fight me here. Flash Q because Rumble is not going to finish him there. He doesn't have ulti, and we start diving the Udyr, who is really far behind, and I take the kill because I'm fucking greedy and because I'm playing one of the hardest scaling champions in the game. And at this point, man, Like, if you've got a 3.2k gold lead on Wukong, they can just FF. They can 15. Most games I would go Death Dance because of how the game is going and the fact that I have Janet to help keep me alive. I can end up going for a Ravenous Hydra. So, boom, do my camps, and I base. And the reason you base here, well, I actually don't base here because there's a fight going on mid, so I'm trying to run to my team to help them out because of what's happening. It ends up not mattering because he stands in the queue. He stands in the karma queue. So I want to base there because Drake is going to be coming up in a minute 40. Herald is already up. I mean, these are just like dumb kills that we're giving over, right? But I want to be able to base and have my Ravenous Hydra for the fight as fast as possible. They're wolves. They're Grump. And now I'm just going for crab. Really important. I'm super strong right now, so I want to contest every single crab. This is when I have Ravenous Hydra, I will start like taking some farm from lanes. I'm going to be trying to stack it as fast as possible. Here, I'm so much stronger than the Udyr. He pretty much just has to walk away when he sees me. I smite it away from him. Looking mid. There's no point of like actually contesting this. Drake's up in 20 seconds. So, clear vision, sweep it out, get ready to do Drake. Perfect. So here, this is like really greedy. I would not recommend doing this play that I'm doing. Or making this play that I'm making. It's really just because I'm so fed that I think I'm unkillable. It's really just an ego play. I mean, it ends up working. It's a solo queue play. But I know that they're going to be trying to... We saw them walk this way, so I know that they're going to contest from here. So I stealth the wall. I stealth the wall so they don't see me. And I'm just looking, right? And then as soon as I see them, I'm just going to combo. And it's like a pure one-shot on the Karma. And we have Mordekaiser here, so... Yeah, that's what we end up doing. So here, I'm just kind of chilling. Waiting for Udyr to get out of the Death Realm. I EQ, and then I W to close distance onto him. And here, I'm just hitting Grump so that I get sustain from my Ravenous Hydra. Here, E forward again. EQ. Or W forward. Yeah. And they're just not able to play the game. Drake is still up. Go to my Drake. Walk up. Really want blue buff. Ability haste super good on Wukong. Nice, nice. And we're going through this replay a little bit fast because I don't feel like there's too much need to just watch me like AFK. This guy walks up. Look at that combo, by the way. Like, that's insane that an AD carry will just get one shot by that. And the thing is, as the game goes on, the AD carry isn't going to get that much tankier. Like, that is just realistically what you can kill an AD carry with. And you've got to be creative later on in the game. Now, normally in a game of Wukong, I'm not going to be as far ahead as I am here. It's just easy, get the kill. So I W to like gap close and then E to like, you know, stay right on top of him. As the game goes on with Wukong, you got to be more creative in games that are closer. Like, this is a game that I'm pretty far ahead. I think this is a good showcase of like base level Wukong play. And I could grab replays and show you a bunch of complicated team fights. But you got to be creative with what you're doing. Actually, after this, why don't I just show you like a couple of like creative ways to play team fights where they're not as straightforward? Because you don't necessarily have to like use your ulti, your full combo to kill people all the time. Like, the full combo I showed you is your max damage combo. And it's good to know that, but you don't need to do that in every single situation. So after this, I'll bring up another replay of a game that I actually ended up losing, but I thought I was playing the team fights really well. And you guys can get an idea of what like more creative team fights look like, and how you could potentially bait people into getting knocked up by your Cyclone, because you're not always going to be able to just close the carry and use both ultis on them, right? A lot of situations you're going to have to start on the front line, like, you know, you E the front line, Q, like EQ ulti the front line, and then you like W, and then you look for the back line, then like R flash on the back line, something like that. You have to really just understand what situation you're in and be a little bit more creative to win like most of your games on Wukong. Yeah, the forfeit ends up coming in. I mean, it's 10-0 Wukong. I think it's a really clean game. So hopefully you guys were able to learn something from that game. Okay, let's go into a game where we ended up losing, but it was like a lot closer. All right, so here we are in the game. We're in the game. We've got Riven flying in the air. Perfect. Riot Games is going all out. So this is a game that is much more close. This is a game where it's very hard for me to get onto the AD, like if I just tried to like E flash on him, right? If I try to E-flash on the AD, they have Rakan to peel, they have a Sejuani, they have Jarvan. Varus obviously has his ult. Fizz is somebody who can one-shot at this point in the game. And like I said, Death Dance Maw is crucial. Death Dance Maw is your core build when you are not super far ahead. So this is a way that you can play the fight to really unexpectedly get on the AD carry. So if you want to watch this fight, okay, I'll go in 0.5 speed. So we see this fight. Arvin's getting jumped on. Now I want to get on the Varus. But if I walk directly on the Varus here, and they all start collapsing on me, there's no chance that I ever kill them, right? So what I do, I EQ ulti the Fizz, so it makes it look like I'm ulting the Fizz. And then from here, I stealth, right? I stealth away from the Fizz. And then I flash the Varus ult, and then Q ulti the Varus. And here, this engage, it's so potent. Like, you see that engage. I mean, you can watch it in real time. It looks, like, better in real time, obviously. But this is a way that you can actually, you know, really be tricky and get where you need to go. So start on the Fizz, W, flash ulti on the AD. Flash Q ulti on the AD. I weaved in the Q. It's really important. And if you're able to engage like that, you're going to be able to obviously set up a lot better fights. So this is just one of the ways you can be creative with Wukong ulti. Okay, keep on going. So here's another fight. So they engage on me as Wukong, end up killing Rakan, and here I do the same thing, right? I ulti the front line to make them commit. They're like, oh shit, Sejuani's getting jumped on. Space, and then my second ulti charge, I E ulti. So here I don't actually get my Q off because I'm pretty sure it was down for a second. But I E and I ulti the Varus to burn his flash. And because I'm maxing W second and not E, I can W out. And we can win the guy's flash for free. And my ulti is perfectly aligned time-wise with the Chemtech Drake. Now, obviously, my team just fucking runs it down. Like, my Katarina completely runs it down afterwards and just ruins the entire play. And I want to report him after, but that's just solo queue. So, boom. That's such a good play, right? Like, this is such a winning position because now there's a no flash Varus. So the issue before was like I used my flash in the previous team fight, so he was going to have flash. But now he has no flash. I can get on him a lot easier in the next team fight if my Katarina decides to not do this. Okay. We can just end it here, bro. I think that this is the perfect clip. This is the perfect way to end it. I mean, I tried to do a thorough video here, a thorough Wukong breakdown guide, whatever you want to call it, a classic how to dominate. We're running it back. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like the video, leave a comment. That type of stuff really helps with the algorithm, especially if you get to this point. Hook it up with YouTube. I'm trying to make some quality content out here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys learned something about Wukong, and I hope that you're able to take this knowledge into some of your next games and do well with the champion, because even based off the next patch, this champion is not going anywhere anytime soon. Blockchain.com and Cloud9 want to give fans everywhere access to crypto, the future of finance. Blockchain.com is the most popular way in the world to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Visit blockchain.com/cloud9 to sign up, create a free account, and level up your crypto game with the world's most popular crypto wallet.